Hello, in today's video I'm going to be making a waist belt. Now I have several corsets but not a single waist belt, so it is about time that I make one. And with Christmas just a few days away, how about we make it Christmassy? I'm going to be making this waist belt out of this placemat. So how do you make a waist belt? Now that is easy. I simply took some cling wrap or plastic wrap and wrapped it around my dress form. I drew out the shape and pattern that I was wanting, and then I cut it out. Really easy. Draw what you want, cut it out. Boom. Now that I have the pattern pieces cut out, I'm going to get started cutting out the pattern pieces with the fabric. And once you have your pattern pieces, put them on your fabric, cut out your pattern like normal, add a seam allowance. I'm starting with the front of the waist belt, pinning my new pattern piece down and cut it, making sure to leave roughly a 5/8 inch seam allowance around the edges. Now I flip the fabric piece over onto the other side of the fabric, lining it up where I want it and cut it out, giving me a right and left side. I chose to use this navy blue fabric for the back. I cut this out and begin to pin the pieces together. Over to the sewing machine, I am sewing the 4 pieces together using a straight stitch and leaving a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Now that it's sewn together, I am making the bias tape to wrap around the edges of the waist belt. When trying it on, I realized that I needed to add some boning for structure and stability. So I went back and sewed all of the seams open. I cut out some channels for the bones out of the blue fabric I used on the back and sewed them in place. The placement of these channels were wrong. I needed vertical and diagonal stability, so I pinned the channel fabric in place and sewed them on. I slip the bone into the channels and move on to sewing the bias tape around the edges. And finally, to finish off this charming waist belt, I am hand embroidering eyelets for lacing. Now this is just the cutest waist belt that I have ever seen. Are you ready to see how it turned out? Isn't that just the cutest waist belt? I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I made this Christmas Village Placemat waist belt. That was a lot to get out. Christmas Village waist belt. I guess it wasn't that much. Christmas Village waist belt. No, that's a lot. I had fun making it, and as of now, there's only 3 days until Christmas. Now I have also been working on this year's Christmas dress, much better than last year's Christmas dress. We are going to see the lights tomorrow. I will be taking video footage and photos while we are there. And the video for that dress will be coming out on Christmas Day. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. I do my best to post at least once a week. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. So how do you make a waistcoat? In order to make a pattern for this waist belt, one that would fit me perfectly, I wrapped styrofoam. No, I didn't.